Welcome, viewers, to the Man Cave Media Network and this week's episode of the Downey's Prep Report. And Chris, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this could be one of the best shows because we've had off air, we've been laughing and having a good time. So this is brought to you by Marine Federal Credit Union. I'm your host, Steve Goodson, and along with co-host Chris Miller, we're joined this week by Swansboro Pirate girls. I keep saying girls, that's ladies lacrosse coach Jamie Sanchez.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
And two of our standout players, both juniors, correct?
Yes, sir.
Addison King and junior defender Lily Whited.
And we've had Addison on the show before.
We've had Addison on the show. She was on there with Coach Miller, whose feet I remember could not touch the ground. We had a little booster seat, and she was twinkling her feet like she was swimming in the water. So, or like a duck in water. How about that? So each week on the Downey's Prep Report, we'll talk to area coaches and standout athletes, and we'll touch on different stories, lines from our local boys and girls high school sports scene. And so whether you're a parent, a grandparent, or an athlete, or just a diehard local high school sports fan, this is the home for your high school athletics. And it's all right here on Downey's Prep Report. And again, I want to thank our show sponsor. We got to pay some bills to pay some chicken nuggets. It's Marine Federal Credit Union and Jeff Clark and his folks at Marine Federal. So at Marine Federal, you're more than just a member, you're part of the community. With personalized service, competitive rates, and a commitment to your goals, Marine Federal is here to help you thrive every step of the way. Visit marinefederal.org to learn more and discover how Marine Federal Credit Union can help you build a better financial future. And for those that might be watching for the first time, if you see a little puppy scurrying along the bottom, that's our show mascot, Millie. She doesn't bite. She might love you to death. I told coach and players that she may come up and just sit beside you and just have a good time and see how you're doing. So,
well, Stevie, you notice that people like the chicken nuggets that you provide, and they like the dog.
They like the dog.
They tolerate.
They don't say much about you and I.
Yeah, chicken nuggets and the puppies.
That's right.
The chocolate peanuts are good.
And chocolate peanuts too.
Yes.
So here's the plan for today, guys. We're going to start things off by recognizing our player of the week, which is brought to you by Jason Humphrey and Downey's Heating and Air. We're going to show our play of the week, our quote of the week, and then Chris is going to provide a little quick update. A lot of state high school playoff things going on. Then we'll talk to Coach Sanchez and Addison and Lily and learn more about these young ladies and Lady Pirate Lacrosse. And then we'll wrap things up with our Scholar Athlete Spotlight, which is brought to you by Roger Carroll and Southern Touch Painting. So sound good to you guys?
Yes,
Sounds
sir.
great.
All right. Well, let's hop in. And because this is lacrosse theme this week, our player of the week is Alex Perry, senior, Jacksonville High School. Let's see. The Jacksonville High School Cardinals are surging this season, and senior Alex Perry is right at the center of it. A true two-way midfielder, Perry continues to impact the game on both ends with consistency and toughness. A couple weeks ago, or I guess last week, in a win over Swansboro men, Perry led the way with 4 goals and 1 assist in an 11-5 victory, and he created all problems all night from the midfield. The next night against Northside, which was the last game of the season, the regular season, he followed up with 3 goals and a 9-6 win over their rivals, again stepping up big. So Perry enters the week with 34 goals, 12 assists, and he leads the team in goals per game, 2.3, and shooting efficiency at 33.7. Is that, I'm going to ask you guys real quick, and we're not on camera. I'm going to leave this up. Is shooting efficiency a big thing? Because I would just think if you could fire off a bunch of shots, then it doesn't matter. But shooting efficiency is a big thing.
Oh, it's huge.
Okay.
It's huge. It's not just big for the game in itself, but also for the player, because like Addison's one of them too. Like when she shoots, if she misses, it's automatically in her head, and it like takes her a second to get back to, okay, I can do this again. Right. Okay. So like being efficient with that shot, not just firing it, is huge.
So what's a stellar shooting percentage?
I would say 70% is a good one, especially at this age. As you get higher, it's going to become lower because goalies and defenders are a little bit tougher. Yeah. But a 70% in high school is a great one. Okay.
And Steve, have you ever noticed, you ever watch a lacrosse match, to incentivize shooting, if the ball gets past the, and Coach, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Explain that better. I mean, but you want the players to shoot. So if the ball goes past the goalkeeper and goes out of bounds, I guess whoever's the closest.
We still have to chase it. So whoever's the closest. So if we're coming down on a fast break and, Addie shoots and misses and their goalie's closer to the line, then their goalie gets it. So now that's a 100-yard sprint that we have to do back.
So with that out of bounds line, when the ball crosses that back line, whatever team is closest to the ball when it goes out, that's who gets the ball.
If it's a shot.
If it's a shot.
If it's a shot. If it's a pass.
If it's a pass, then no.
So that's why you'll see two players scrambling and diving.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That
your-
explains a lot.
So that's your lacrosse 101.
I actually did go to a lacrosse. Carolina has pretty good lacrosse teams.
Amazing.
Really good women's field hockey teams, but they have pretty good lacrosse teams. Went to several lacrosse matches, and I just figured they were taking turns or something getting the ball. I didn't know. Good to know. So the scouting report on Alex Perry, two-way difference maker, thrives in transition, combines physical play with strong instinct, and he's just as valuable scooping ground balls and defending as he is finishing on offense. A true engine for Jacksonville. After 6-12 season last year, Jacksonville has turned it around and gone 12-3 this year in 2026. Perry, along with Aiden Hart and Logan Skipper, have helped lead one of the best seasons in program history. So I want to thank, congratulations to Alex Perry. I think they start play this week. We'll find out more about that in a minute. But congratulations, Alex Perry. And this Player of the Week has been brought to you by Down East Heating and Air Conditioning. Down East Heating and Air, a family tradition of quality since 1986. With locations in Jacksonville, Wilmington, and North Myrtle Beach, Down East is the #1 Bryant dealer of the Carolinas. Home office, garage, man cave, and yes, even a basement. Down East has the perfect system to help you stay comfortable during the winter sports season and the spring sports season and the fall sports season. Head over to downeastheating.com and let Down East put their talents to work for you. All right, so next up, we're going to show real quick. We're going to play of the week. So let me set the stage for you real quick. East Duplin. Second round of the playoffs. I think first round they got a bye. Playing First Flight, freshman Lorena. I mean, I have trouble with names if it's not Addison and Lily. Lorena Rodriguez has a game-winning single with one out in the bottom of the ninth as East Duplin softball beats First Flight 2-1. So let's watch that play. And excuse the camera here, it gets slight blurry. Yeah. Mom was obviously very happy that her daughter, I'm assuming, hit it, but it does get clear again after that. Let's watch it one more time. Opposite, up the middle, kind of opposite to it. How about that? And that propelled East Duplin past First Flight 2-1. The Panthers actually followed that up earlier this week with a 6-5 win over Bunn.
In 8 innings.
In 8 innings, that's right. To move in the third round. That was Tuesday night, and they will host Randleman on Friday in the fourth round. Is that like the Eastern semifinals?
Yeah, I mean fourth round. Yeah.
If they win that game, they'll be in the Eastern Finals.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. So fourth round with a trip to the Eastern State Finals on the line. So congratulations to East Duplin. Coach, is it Jenkins?
Yeah, Jenkins.
Right? Greg Jenkins.
We could try to get him on the show too.
Yeah. He's always provided a lot of good information for us, and we need to potentially try to get him on at some point in time. So maybe if someone falls through next week, and they're still playing, we can get them on there. How about that? Just see, Coach, I didn't say who it was. How about that? So let's move on to the quote of the week. Quote of the week is by JC. You got to help me with the last name, Bubba. Cancinia.
Yeah, good job.
Good job. Cancinia. Lejeune High School junior soccer player. When asked about the upcoming state playoffs, obviously Lejeune Athletics went through some stuff this year when potentially they didn't have a budget, the federal budget and stuff like that. They missed some games, missed practice. Shame for the kids. But JC just said that she was excited, but also a little nervous because with everything that had happened, they hadn't played as many games as they had hoped. But they still hope that they would need to keep building that team chemistry. So Have they played yet in the state playoffs?
They had a first round bye.
Okay.
So they host Edenton Holmes tonight in the second round of the
Okay.
of the 2A playoffs.
All right. So good luck to Lejeune. They host the team. So good luck to Lejeune. Good luck to the team trying to get on base.
Yeah, that's what
to play. And yeah. So with that said, since we've talked about it, let's go ahead and let you give us a full update on soccer, lacrosse, softball, baseball, anything. I think baseball's done now, but if you want to give us an update on where we are.
Well, first of all, speaking of Lejeune, congrats to Matthew Barbabella. He won the 3,200 in the state 2A track and field meet on Wednesday. So
3,200 meters?
Yeah.
He ran 3,200 meters.
Yes.
On purpose.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just
And
need to
nobody was really chasing him.
Nobody was chasing him?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's amazing.
So he won the state title. Good kid.
That's 2 miles, right? Yeah. 1,600. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the math major.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
But he won the state championship. So congratulations to him. I assume that we're going to have some other Swansboro, Jacksonville, White Oak, Croatan kids, Dixon, contend for some state titles. So we'll be interested to see how they fare this week. And Jacksonville soccer moved on to the third round yesterday with a 9-0 easy victory over Triton. So Dixon soccer will play tonight at home, should win, and Richlands, Croatan, East Duplin, and Lejeune will all be at we'll all be at home tonight in the playoffs. Swansboro plays at White Oak tonight.
Yeah, Swansboro White Oak. How did they play during the regular season?
Yeah, they played to a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
And that was about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So we got plenty of soccer teams still alive, and then Friday is when the real action happens. Is when the lacrosse playoffs continue.
Okay.
So we got Coach. Y'all are hosting Terry Sanford.
Yes, we are.
So
And y'all, when I was doing my research, y'all played them earlier on in the season, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, didn't you?
Yeah, we played them at our Stick It to Cancer game.
Yeah, you beat them pretty good.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was trying to be nice, Coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
well, and you talk about Jacksonville. They play a first flight team that's 9-6. Jacksonville's 12-3.
That's on the boys' side.
Yeah, on the boys' side. Okay. First flight actually beat them 7-2 early in the season.
Okay.
Now I think that game might have been at first flight. So that trip to first flight isn't that's not really a fun trip if you're not going on vacation. So
or taking the
mental
surfboard.
toughness for that trip.
Yeah. What's that, like a 3-hour bus ride?
4.
Oh wow, man.
Do you have to? You don't have to do the ferry anymore? Because for years, soccer teams had to take the ferry.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah. So,
Wow.
but that's still not an easy trip for first flight. So I would assume Jacksonville takes care of business. But both Croatan teams are at home, 5-7 on Friday. The Swansboro boys coming off a very good win over West Carteret the other day. They're at Orange. That might be a little tough because Orange is a state power, but you got Carter Geddes, who's a scoring machine, and some of those other guys that Jackson Simmons has really taken care of business this year. So those guys are going to step up, and we'll give Orange.
How about my Monarchs, man? They won. They were on the show last week.
Mm-hmm.
And they won. They got the first program victory or first lacrosse program win in school history earlier this week, right?
Yep.
And are they on the road or are they home?
Yep, they're at Carborough, so they're going to be taking that trip near Chapel Hill.
So Swansboro and Northside have got some pretty tough games.
Yeah.
Just because.
On the boys' side.
Yeah, I mean the Triangle area, obviously the Charlotte area, the Triangle area. Much like with soccer, lacrosse has kind of infiltrated those communities a lot earlier than they have our communities, and so they probably, yeah. Well, good luck, man. Good luck to Northside. Good luck to Swansboro. Good luck to all the teams. Anybody else that we missed?
Well, East Duplin.
White Oak girls won.
Yeah, White Oak girls.
How about that?
White Oak girls.
Huge congrats to them.
Yeah, and they got a tough one. They played. Was it J.H. Rose?
No, they beat.
No,
they play Croatan on Friday.
Croatan. Good season, White. Okay. Okay.
And then East Duplin softball is actually at Rainland on Friday, and they're
maybe it's White Oak girls soccer if they win.
Yeah.
Against Swansboro, they play J.H. Rose. Okay. Okay. And softball, all we've got is East Duplin. Yep. Baseball, the Jacksonville Cardinals lost earlier this week. They were the last baseball team in it. So
2-1.
2-1. Yeah, tough game. And Vasco Sutton pitched a looked like he pitched a great game. And
He
just didn't get a lot of hitting behind him, and there was a couple errors. Actually 2-1, and he had 0 earned runs. So anyway, so we got to just root for the soccer teams and the lacrosse teams. Mm-hmm. On a side note, this is just so I'll know. When do you think? Because I'm sure you're going to want to do a show or 2 or 3. When are you going to be naming your? I know the seasons have to get done. You do all area soccer. You do all area lacrosse. I don't know if you do all area lacrosse, but I know you do all area soccer, and I know you do all area baseball. Do you do softball and?
Yep, all of them. Boys
all of them. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. So when is that normally done near the end of June?
Yeah, probably toward middle of June. It just kind of depends on how late the seasons go. So if we have a bunch of teams play for state titles, and then it kind of, I don't want to say it delays the process, but you got to wait for the season.
Let's just hope it delays the process.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hope that.
And then we'll have our all area shows in late June. How about that?
That'll work.
Same time as ECI.
Same time as the Mammoths, and we will talk about the Mammoths coming up here shortly. So, well, great update. So we'll be we're kind of in flux, and we'll talk about it at the end of the show. But we're kind of in flux right now about who's going to be the guest next week. Mm-hmm. A lot depends on a lot of things about who's still playing, and trying to get some things worked out. So, man, if we can't get it worked out, we'll just have these ladies back next week. How about that? Yeah. And we'll go from there. So
that would really make the episode.
How about that? How about that? So, any other thing you want to talk about? Or
no, I think
get to the good stuff.
Yeah, I think we don't want to get people in trouble. So
So let's get to the good stuff. Yeah, let's get to the good stuff. So we're heading to the lacrosse field now for one of the most exciting programs in Oslo County girls lacrosse, the Swansboro Pirates. Head coach Jamie Sanchez, who I just found out earlier, and she said she didn't tell us, but she's on the Polish national lacrosse team.
Yes.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
She's with us, and joining us, of course, is 2 of her standout juniors, like we talked about, Addison King, midfielder, and defender Lily Whited. So Coach Jamie Sanchez took over the program in 2023, and in just 4 seasons has built it into one of the most consistent and competitive programs in the area, amassing an overall record during that time of 46-23 and leading the Pirates to multiple playoff appearances. She was named Coach of the Year in 2024. Hello, Millie. And so far this season has guided Swansboro to a 12-6 record. Addison, or Addie, is committed to playing D1 soccer at D1 lacrosse at Campbell University next fall, in fall of 27, and is putting together one of the most dominant junior seasons in the area. And I would probably say the state. I don't know. But if the one guy had 30 some odd goals and she's got 74 goals, 31 assists. Okay, so those are the things I know. And then 72 draw controls. That sounds impressive. I don't know exactly what that means. And over 80% shooting percentage. Coach, you talked about that. She has been first team All-Area in both her first 2 varsity seasons and was named All-State last year. Lily is first team All-Area defender, who also plays volleyball and has been one of the most reliable defender anchors the program has had since day one. The Pirates earned a first-round bye, as we just talked about, as the 7th seed. And again, this Friday night we'll host the 10th seed Terry Sanford. What are they, the Bulldogs?
Yes.
How about that? Terry Sanford Bulldogs in the second round of the state playoffs. So we're going to get into it. So, guys, we're just going to lob questions back and forth, Chris and I, and we'll answer them. We shared these questions with you. You got a little leg up on everybody because we didn't share rapid fire. Did she tell you about rapid fire though? Okay. So after we go through these questions, we've got about 8 or 10 rapid fire questions you have no clue about that. We just need your answers. So
that's right. You shared the questions with me, but I didn't share them with
you didn't share with them? Oh, wow. That's on Coach. That's not on. So here we go. So yes. So let's get going. So Coach, first question's for you. 4 seasons, 46-23, multiple playoff appearances. You got a D1 commit lined up. When you look at what this program has become in a relatively short amount of time, what are you most proud of?
Honestly, I would have to say the culture. So I am big on, yes, of course we want to win. Wins are huge and they're fun, but none of this means anything if we're not a team, if we're not a family. Yeah. And so that's something that I've drove into my girls since I came on as the head coach. I believe you win as a team, you lose as a team. one person gets in trouble, you all get in trouble. That's just kind of been our mentality. And the girls embrace that. And they actually really try to promote it. Like yesterday, we have themed practices before playoffs. So like yesterday was our pool party practice. We all came with our floaties and goggles on, and girls were wearing their bathing suits outside of their pennies and stuff like that.
Nice.
And it's just a way to have fun and continuously bond.
That's awesome.
So, Addison, you've had a great tenure at Swansboro. You're committed to play at Campbell. When did lacrosse kind of go from something you love to do to something that you really wanted to pursue at the next level? When did that hit you that, hey, I want to play this in college?
Well, I knew I always wanted to go play a sport in college. And I honestly, when I first started playing volleyball, I really thought it was going to be volleyball. And I quit playing travel volleyball for a while and stuff like that. And then really started getting into lacrosse. And I feel like I didn't really think I was good enough to go play at the college level until my coaches really pushed, like, you have to realize, like, you could really go and play high level, like, believe in yourself. And coach always tells me that I'm very humble and that I don't realize the talent that I have a lot. And so I feel like ever since I started getting offers and, like, just little talks with college coaches and stuff and how they see me, it really, like, made me believe in myself that I could go play and pursue in it. And I feel like that's what got me.
So lacrosse or basketball?
I don't know. Basketball, I had a really good high school season in this year. Like, it was really fun. But lacrosse, obviously, I love lacrosse.
I've got a pretty good feeling that question is going to come up again in rapid fire. So we'll address that. Lily, first team all area defender since your freshman year, and you also play volleyball. You're the anchor in the back, and you're not like 6 foot tall. I'm trying to say you're kind of petite, but you're still the anchor, right? You must be mean. You must be just mean. Are you mean? Yeah.
She's mean.
No, I'm just joking. So Addison's the engine on offense. You're the anchor on defense. How would you describe what your role means to this team? And is there any sometimes you feel like you're doing the work and, you don't necessarily, defense doesn't make the stats and stuff like that. So talk about your role as the lockdown defender for the team.
I kind of just like hold everybody together, I guess, especially on that side of the field. And a lot of people have questions, especially about defense, even if they're on offense. They have defensive questions because you have to play defense all over the field.
Is it a lot about, I'm just going to follow up, is it a lot about communicating and talking?
So much.
So you, like, I know about soccer. Is there like on defense, is there like a center defender, or, I mean, depending on the formations?
So there's not really a center defender, but she has such a huge presence for us because our defender, we like our high defenders, which is what she is, to play high on the field at the restraining line. And Lily has speed. And so she can get back and command the defense to do what they need to do. So similar to soccer.
Similar to
she
soccer.
would be like our center.
Okay.
I also agree with you. Like, defenders don't really get that, like, a lot of
Recognition.
say. Like, if you really, it's all about, like, oh, how many goals or how many this do you have? So, like, defenders don't really get the recognition that they need.
But without them,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Well, and Lily plays a different role than most defenders do because she's on our circle at the draw controls. So most defenders are behind the restraining line, but we put her on the circle to get the draw. So when Addie gets it up, Lily's got the speed that she'll go grab it and give it to Addie to take over to the offensive side.
So she wins it, you get it, you give it back to her, and you get ready to anchor it now.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Are there times that you wish the rules was more like hockey where you could kind of carry on, or
Well, I mean, we're allowed to, but we have to let our other, I don't know how to describe it.
We'll go off sides. If she goes over, right, and she doesn't communicate it properly, then we'll go off sides and then she has to deal with coach. So Lily's been pretty good at being able to figure out who to dish it off to.
Tiptoeing the line.
so she'd rather just not deal with coaching. Well, speaking of coach, you have a lot that kind of goes on with you. You talked about the Polish national team, and I guess you're certified physical
Fitness trainer.
Fitness instructor. But you also want these girls to take care of business in the off season as well.
Yes.
How do you combine all those different worlds to make sure all those different worlds lead to this program being successful?
Yeah. Well, a huge part of this is taking that mental break. Right. So I'm also in the mental health world. That's what I went to school for and stuff like that. And so my thing is with the girls, like push yourself to the point where burnout isn't there. Right. You want to get there and then you need to take your breaks and you need to not just take it physically away from the sport, but mentally stop thinking about it, stop worrying about it. But then when you come back on, it's, pedal to the ground. And so the way that we kind of balance it in the off season is we have a bunch of girls that are dual sport athletes. And so focus on that sport when you're there. You'll come back to us when it's time. And then in the summertime, I get as many as I can to be playing at any elite program that they can. Like Addie doesn't play for me in the summer. Lily plays for me sometimes in the summer. Other times she's with another sport and stuff like that. So my whole thing is I don't want you necessarily to play for me because you don't want to see me in the summer just as much as I don't want to see you. Like we're together all spring,
Yeah. And sometimes, and I don't mean it, but sometimes it's good to interject. You sometimes get another coach.
Absolutely.
Who maybe might emphasize other things, may teach, have skills difference. Again, I'm going back to the soccer and volleyball world where my kids were a part of. But so sometimes seeing a variety of coaches helps.
Yeah.
Right?
And I've never been accused of being a nice coach. So that getting them to experience coaches that do have a softer side that can help build more of the mental toughness in them after they've been kind of dragged down by me. I like seeing that in the summertime because then they come back to me fresh.
So we have a mean coach and a mean defender. Okay. No, I'm just messing.
No, seriously. And then she's like our sweet one.
Yeah.
And we've established that Jamie doesn't want to see her players in the summertime.
Yeah, exactly. So Addison, again, we mentioned 74 goals, 72 draw controls, 80% shooting, and the season's still going on. You played basketball this year, which was a third round in the NCAA in North Carolina High School state basketball playoffs. Played volleyball in the past. How does you balance being a kind of following on what Coach said, balancing being a multi-sports athlete with lacrosse? What is each sport has basketball helped you any with lacrosse?
I would say yes, because basketball is a very different environment they're all different environments.
Yeah.
Like basketball, the gym is filled. You have the ball. Every single person has eyes on you. Like there's only 5 of us on the court. So I feel like it's built a lot of hustle and like go all out for it because someone's always watching you. And like lacrosse, not a lot of people come to games. Like
Wow.
The bleachers are not filled at all. It's just usually the parents and the other team's parents. Not a lot of people come out. So I feel like every sport has helped me in a different way.
Yeah.
This year I really started with basketball, I really wanted to get better. And so it follows on with lacrosse. Like I continue working out. I started with this new trainer. It's like everything just goes along with it.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So we had Northside boys on last week, and I mentioned we had Eliza or Eli Garcia. I couldn't remember. Yeah, Eli Garcia. He scores, but he has a ton of assists. I kind of I relayed it to basketball with kind of a fast break. You score a lot of goals. I mean, you have assists as well, but would you see a lot of times that kind of fast break, when you're coming down in basketball, you got somebody in the middle of the field coming down, and if a defender, they get past their defender and another defender may come to them, then you kind of pass it off in basketball. Do you, with the stick, flick it off or whatever?
Yeah, and we actually, in practice, we work a lot on our fast break transition and where people should be in it, and how we come out of a defensive stop, and we need to get down the field as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And coach always tells people, the ball moves faster than you do.
Exactly.
The ball moves.
And I'm sure you've heard that from the basketball coach, whether you're trying to dribble the ball or pass the ball, that the ball moves faster than faster than you.
Hey Steve, that lacrosse research that you've done is really paid off.
I
Stick
did,
and flick.
Yeah, so I did. So full disclosure, I Googled enough about the team. I know enough about lacrosse to be dangerous. I don't know terms, so I'm going to probably need to brush up on it a little bit.
But if White Oak had a boys lacrosse team back in the day, you probably would have been the goon of the team.
No, I would have been the goalie probably. So I would. That requires the least running. So yes, I would have been the goalie. So yes,
Lily, you've really elevated your game this year. You've your stats, but also your contributions to this team. I mean, that growth doesn't really happen by accident. When did that light bulb really turn on and become even brighter, and where you really stepped up your game even more?
I think it was mainly when I became a captain, because last year I wasn't a captain, but this year seeing all the girls who like didn't know how to play and we had to start fresh and everything, just trying to be more of a leader was basically my motivation, and just setting an example for everyone else.
Was that hard though? The kind of
Definitely was hard because mentally too. Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of different personalities this year than what we're used to. And so I will say that, you know, coming from the mean coach and picking a mean captain, I was nervous because I'm like, okay, Addie can talk to anyone and make them feel comfortable. Lily and I are not like that. We try, but we're just not like that. And so with her being defense and us losing the majority of our defense when they graduated, it was like, oh gosh, like she's the one that's going to have to be warm and fuzzy and get them to want to play with her. But she's done a great job.
So, Coach, you had said in a previous interview, and I think it was a couple years ago, Chris, it was an interview that you had done with Coach, that one of your best teams that you had was probably the most fun group that you had ever coached. That they picked on each other and they danced around before games. So, looking at this current group, one, do we got any dancers? And two,
Sure
how does this team's personality compare, and what does that identity look like inside the program now?
Yeah, so it's a little bit different, I will say. That group of girls they were just a little bit more gelled with each other, but that came from the older group, right? The seniors and the juniors that year had already played together for 2 seasons. We lost all of those girls, you know, to graduation. So that's almost 20 girls. Yeah. So we had to replace all of that. And so we have a very young squad this year. And so they're trying to figure out where they fit and like where their personalities fit. But I will say that this year has been the least drama here. We have so much fun together in different ways. Like, so they have their dance parties and stuff like that still, but this is more of like at the end of practices, we have like a circle vibe of like, hey guys, how was practice? Say one positive thing kind of thing. And we always have one girl that's like, the vibes were positive, you know, and stuff like that. And it was just like, those are like the little things that we remember about season. Those are the fun things. And we haven't had a breakdown this year of like, we lost and our team just falls apart. And you see that a lot, especially with female athletes. We start, you know, picking on each other in a negative way. Like it was your fault. We're finger pointing and stuff like that. This year, it's not that. It's we win as a team, we lose as a team, we go back to the drawing board as a team.
So I've had two thoughts pop in my mind while you were talking. One is, and I'm not going to wait till rapid fire. I'm just going to ask you two, best dancer on the team. Who is it? Who you think? This doesn't bode well. Rapid fire means quickly, by the way. So, rapid fire.
We have this problem at practice too.
Out pretty good moves.
Who does?
Peyton.
Peyton?
Peyton
his lap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peyton pulls out crazy moves.
Okay.
It'll be silent and she's dancing.
What's her lap? Peyton?
His
lap.
lap.
Okay. Okay. Good deal. Second question.
AKA
From
the volleyball player.
Yeah, the volleyball player. From one end of the spectrum, Coach, to the other. It's probably a good thing that your background is in mental health, sometimes potentially coaching, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And there are days where I have to remind myself too, as well, that like, this is high school, right? I come from a very competitive background from the North. So lacrosse was huge there. Yeah. And so I have to remind myself, especially with this young team, we have a lot of girls that came over from band and drama and stuff like that to play. And so they're not used to the athletic aspect of everything yet. But just to be able to see them come out and grow this game, like that calms my anger after games. Cause I'm like, you know what, at the end of the day, like we're growing the game by girls that would have never touched the field.
Yeah, and I think that's what's important. You know, we talked with, again, Northside last week, and in the one of the other shows that I do, the Homegrown show, I interviewed a kid named Anthony Cooper who went to Northside and is at somewhere in South Carolina, small school in South Carolina, playing lacrosse this year. He's a freshman, but he talked about his freshman year. They had maybe 14, 16 guys, and his senior year, they were up to almost 30 guys. So I think that's a pattern across our community, is that you're getting more and more kids playing, getting introduced to it, saying, hey, that's kind of cool. And I'm just going to say this, if they're coming from band and drama and stuff like that, that's awesome. But you're probably losing some from other sports too, which I think is cool. I think it's cool. I mean, I think it's cool. For a long time, you know, there's certain sports that have dominated our area, and it's nice to see, you know, these other sports. So we have someone. Let's see here, Marcy. I'm trying to, for some reason,
Marcy Bocanegra.
Yeah, Marcy Bocanegra said, "Love these girls." So Marcy is watching. So Marcy, thank you for watching.
So,
go ahead,
and
go
Steve,
ahead,
I did want to ask Coach this. So you are the mean coach.
I am.
Do you do that on purpose sometimes? Like have the girls rally and kind of
don't ask her secrets.
No,
man.
I tell the girls all the time before I put them on the line. I'm like, if you guys will have one thing. You guys will trauma bond over being coached by me. You guys will learn to love each other, because if not, you'll be on that line constantly. Because at the end of the day, like, as I said, I'm not just trying to produce great athletes, great Division I athletes and stuff like that. That's great if that's what comes out of it, but lacrosse will end at some point. And my whole thing is you need to be better members of the community and learn to grow whatever it is that you want to grow, right? If you want to become a coach or whatever, that's what I'm looking at, is growing your mind and making sure that you're a good person.
Can you take these kids on?
Can I what?
Can you take them on?
Oh, absolutely. They hate when I practice with them.
You know, Addie, so do you still play for Bogue Elite?
I do.
Draft?
Well, actually, Bogue is not a thing anymore.
Oh, okay.
So we're playing with FCA now.
Okay.
Yep.
How does playing club or travel lacrosse, in what ways does that make you elevate your game for the high school level?
I would say it's very much a different atmosphere. Like high school, everyone's just coming to play for a high school season. After that, they may never touch the stick until the next high school season. And with travel, everybody wants to play. Everybody is determined to get better and things like that. So I don't know. I feel like it helps you mentally and physically a lot. Like travel games are a lot faster pace, at least in this area. They're a lot more faster pace and things like that. And
Well, and you're also getting out of this area.
yes,
Right,
so
so
you're
like
also
you're
traveling a lot up north, higher competition, better competition.
I'm sure it's probably a little bit more physical and
Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
a little bit more rougher. And is it fun?
It is so much fun. With travel, like refs let a little more go,
reffing's
and
better.
you can play a little bit. So it's really fun. I love it, and you bond so much with different people. Like you get out of your normal high school girls, and you hang out with others.
Oh, good.
Cool. Lily, I got a question for you, but before, Patsy Stevenson, Go Pirates, awesome.
That is my grandma.
Is that your grandma?
Yes.
Awesome. She's watching. That's great. Defender, but you also score goals. 14 so far this season. How does that offensive ability change what opposing offenses have to account for you? And does coach sometimes maybe use your versatility as a scorer to impact the game? So talk about that a little bit.
So,
14 goals, offensive threat. Talk about that.
well, I don't know how to say it.
Lily's like our hidden secret. And she'll always be too humble to say it, because even at practice when I put her on offense, she's like, no, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, girl, yes, you do. But yeah, I think for Lil, like, it's more of, we can, especially when she gets to the draw control, right? She can go right down and she can fast break it and score a goal for us. Or she can be hidden back on defense. And if one of our offensive girls needs a break, they just flip over the line with her, and people aren't ready for this.
Yeah.
Especially because, she plays a high defense, but she also can play low D. So if she's playing low back by the goal, no one ever thinks that that person is going to go over at the high school level. You see it more in college, but you don't see it at the high school level. And so when she does, it's shocking.
So question, would you rather score a goal, have an assist, or keep somebody else from scoring?
Keep somebody else from scoring.
I like that mentality.
And I wanted to ask you, how nerve-wracking is it when you're in the middle and draw control? It's just you and the other girl. How is that pretty stressful, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very stressful.
Yeah. Well, especially when the referee has to get, and it takes him or her a couple seconds to kind of get position and everything. So those seconds seem to take forever, don't they?
Yes, they do.
When we also, while we're going, Donna Kropanak, which
That's my aunt.
I know. Well, is that your aunt?
Yeah.
I know the Kropanak name. They played soccer
Yeah.
at Swansboro. She says go Pirates. So just wanted to show you guys that. All right,
And so the star of the show is
Has arrived.
has arrived. How about that, Millie? She is here. So
Coach, talk about the impact that all your kids work hard and are going to have great futures. Addison is going to Campbell to play lacrosse. Does that give? Do you think that's going to motivate some of the younger girls? Hey, I see Addison King do that. I want to do that too. Is that going to give them a little bit of the carrot in front of the horse?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that anytime that someone goes to play at the higher level, right, it's an inspiration for the younger girls. It doesn't matter if it's D1 all the way down to D3, but with her going D1, I think that, and because she's such a humble player, like on that field, she's not flashy and stuff like that. She does what she needs to do for her team, not for her last name. And so I think that also gives girls I can do that too. I was just telling her the other day, my daughter she was a diehard soccer player. She switched over to lacrosse this past year. And she has always looked up to some of the girls that I coach. I asked her if she wanted to go to the Campbell camp, and she was like, oh, no, I don't want to go to that. I feel like I'm not good enough, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's where Addie's going to college. And she's like, oh, I definitely want to go now. I definitely want to go. And so like my daughter's tall. She's my height. And she's only 13 years old and stuff like that. So she's got the height of Addie. And I always tell her, I'm like, learn to run like Addie and move your stick like Addie and stuff like that. Learn from the girl that's your height. And so she definitely inspires the little ones too.
that is
Are
awesome.
you going through the same issues raising a 13-year-old as I am?
Oh my goodness. It is a great thing that I'm a mental health therapist. Whoa.
And Steve, you've been there, so
Been there, done it, man.
Oh.
Been there, done it, and more importantly, survived it. So.
Right. It was crazy. It's like literally day one of being 13, everything just changed. I was like, wow.
they go from Frozen and Let It Go to
Yeah.
Let it go. They
Yeah,
got to let
exactly.
it go. Yeah. How about that? So Michael David says, go Pirates, we love you.
Oh, that's
So-
my dad.
Oh, cool deal. Awesome. So this is for all three of you. When you guys are playing good, what does that look like? And whoever wants to start. So when you guys are playing good, what does that look like? And is that what you got to do to make a deep run? Whoever wants to start can start.
I feel like it looks different depending where you are on the
Okay,
field.
okay.
I mean, the bench is a big part of how you play on the field and what support you have behind you, and pushes you to get that ground ball, take your last little bit of energy and put it all out. And I just feel like once we start running up the score a little bit, everyone starts smiling and things like that. Makes us play better. We kind of forget that, like, not that we're playing, but like we're having fun.
You're having fun. Yeah.
more relaxed.
More
Yes.
relaxed.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, coach, go ahead.
I think that this goes back to even like with the bench, like back to the Croatan game. Like we got down pretty deep with Croatan, and but our bench never stopped. Like our bench was always just loud and cheering these girls on and stuff like that, even knowing that there's a chance that they weren't going to see that field. But they're just always so supportive, and we ended up, closing that gap a little bit. And so for me, watching when we're playing good, even if it's a close game when we're playing good, it's the passes in the middle, and we're trying to get new things happening. The girls are trying new things. They're having fun. They're smiling. We're catching the ball. We're not frantic. They're calm. And that's the best thing as a coach, to be able to be the crazy one on the sidelines and everyone else be calm. Like I love that. But when we're all crazy out there, it's hard to rein us back in.
Lily, thoughts?
Seeing like offense as a defender when they're doing super good,
Yeah.
it's really cool to watch.
Is it?
Yeah, they're just like a flow.
Like
They're
the
all,
ball, like the
moving
ball
together.
movement
It's
and
like
moving
one-
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a unit.
Yeah.
Does it get a little boring though when when you're on your side and you're not getting any, the other team's not attacking, does it, all right, girls, let the other team come over our way a little bit?
It does get boring, but I'd rather.
But that's why I throw her on midfield.
Yeah.
But I think vice versa, right? Like even though we were losing to JH Rose, our defense held that game together between Kira and Lil. And I mean, our newcomers that are new to defense and stuff like that, our defense played so solid that game. And it was just, our offense wasn't producing. And it was so beautiful to just see the defense not crumble. They held it down and they did a great job together. So I think it's just beautiful all over the field when we play together.
That's awesome.
Why'd you point to Addie when you said the offense was?
Because she leads our offense. She leads our offense. There are times where she'll come up and she'll be like, "Coach, this isn't working. What do you want me to do?" I'm like, "I don't know." And like she'll just take over and do what she needs to do. And so I will say Addie they're both, that's leader on offense and leader on defense over here. So
awesome. But hey, so before you ask, I'm just giving everybody shout outs. Jeremy Turner.
Oh, that's our assistant coach.
Go Pirates. And then Patsy Stevens now is on YouTube. She's on YouTube watching. She was on Facebook, but she said she loves this team.
That's
Hey,
right.
Grandma.
Every platform, Grandma.
Yeah, how about that? She's setting them all up.
Man,
So,
this is a popular group.
yeah, absolutely, man.
So, question for both players. Lily, you first. Y'all still have another year to take care of business for this program, but a year from now, when y'all graduate, what do you want people to say about Swansboro girls lacrosse, and particularly your junior / senior year class? What do you want people to remember about your group?
Mainly like the leadership, because this is like a rebuilding year.
Mhm.
We lost how many seniors last
We
year?
lost 14 girls last year.
Wow.
14 girls last year,
Mhm.
and a few didn't come back. So just rebuilding the team and like everyone else stepping up. Like even girls who started last year have stepped up, helped everybody out, and everybody's just been growing. So it was really nice to see.
I mean, have you given that any thought before today, saying this is where I want the program to lead, to be positioned at when we leave? Have you all kind of given that thought? Have you all talked about that?
No, I don't really think about leaving, honestly. No, I don't.
You want to stay in school forever, right? Yeah.
Well, what about you, Addie? What?
I've definitely thought about how we leave the program. I mean, nothing against Swansboro lacrosse, but I mean, they had the reputation of dirty, mean, nasty girls. Like it was true. They had the reputation of that, and I feel like this year is so much different. Like we don't have one player that's nasty and mean all the time. Like it's not like that anymore. And I want people to know that there's no drama anymore, like Coach said. Like it's very fun and relaxing to go out and play every day. Like you're not drained as soon as you get out there, like, oh, I want to go home already. Like this year's so much different.
That's really cool that you're having fun. Not that you weren't having fun before,
No,
but
yeah.
it's cool that you're having fun. And I will tell you, in my Google research, I didn't come across Swansboro lacrosse being dirty and nasty at all. I did not come across that.
Some of the community thought that felt that way.
I'm just joking.
But Addie doesn't hold back. First, she's talking about you running the score up on people.
And for those watching, before the mics went hot, you ought to really heard what she said. No, I'm just joking, Addie. I'm just joking.
She's the real problem, not me.
Coach, last question before rapid fire. 4 seasons, 46-23, great start, multiple playoff appearances, coach of the year. You got a D1 commit. Let's talk about it personally for you.
Okay.
What does it mean personally for you?
Honestly, personally for me, it just takes me back to my roots. Like when I started playing up north, we were a new program from youth all the way up through high school. So I played varsity as an 8th grader, and it was our first varsity year and stuff like that. And I was the first girl to sign to play college lacrosse from my high school and stuff. So being able to do that with this group has been just absolutely amazing. And
full circle, right?
Yeah, absolutely full circle. And it just reminds me of like how special this game truly is. It's called the medicine game for a reason. It's called the healing game for a reason. And, when I first took over this program, I had a lot of stuff going on. I had the death of my best friend, and then the death of one of my husband's Marines and stuff like that. And this is all happening during season. Oh, wow. And this team has just always picked me up and stuff just as much as I've picked them up. So for me, when you're talking about like the lasting legacy that these girls will leave, they leave an even bigger one than they know. They leave such a huge footprint that has to be filled, and it's going to take a lot to fill it.
That is awesome, Coach. That's awesome.
So in
All
other
right.
words, you like the kids.
I love these kids. I love these girls like they're my own. And a lot of people don't understand that because of how I am on the sidelines, because I'm like throwing my hat and like my phone case is destroyed and they're always like, Coach, when are you going to get a new one? I was like, when the season's over and I don't have to throw it anymore.
I'm going to have to potentially go Friday night because I've got to see this other side of her, man. It's at Swansboro, right?
It is.
Okay.
7 o'clock, right?
7 o'clock.
And I know why 7 o'clock. We'll blame the other school that we won't mention for that because I guess it's a referee situation.
Yeah.
Okay. That was last it, and now let's get into rapid fire. So you got the first one, bud.
Yep, Coach. Best piece of advice you would give a young player who wants to play lacrosse for the Pirates?
Get on the wall. Wall ball. That's the number one thing. The minute that you come out on that field, you need to be able to pass and catch, right? Fundamentals wins games, not the flashy stuff. So that's my big thing. Get on the wall, practice both right and left hand, and we'll see you out there.
Addison, lacrosse, basketball, or volleyball? If you could only play one moving forward, what's it going to be? I'm assuming it's going to be
Lacrosse.
lacrosse. Okay. Yep. Now you had a different answer when Coach Miller was. No, I'm just messing. I'm just messing.
Literally, hardest thing about playing defender that people outside the position, they don't really fully understand.
I was about to say, it's just the mental part of it, really, because you're like the last, not the last resort, but like you're protecting that goal. You don't want the goalie to have to face the ball, basically.
You're it, right?
Yeah.
You're it.
It gets past you and you're like, that was my only job. And I just messed it up. So that's...
That I was standing back the whole game, not doing anything, watching the offense, right? No, I'm just messing. Okay, for all three, and I'll start with Lily. Quickly, one word to describe this Swansboro team right now. One word.
Fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hungry.
Eager to learn.
That's 3 words.
Come on, Addison.
She took my word.
Okay, that's all right. Fun. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fun.
Eager.
Okay, eager. Okay.
So, Coach, what have you learned about yourself as a coach during this building process the last 3
A
years?
lot. Honestly, there's been a lot that I've learned about myself, but I'm still growing. Like that's my big thing is I still have so much growth to do as a coach. And as I continue to play, I learn from the coaches that coach me. And so, yeah, I have a lot to still learn.
All right. I love music. Addison, I'm going to ask you all three. This is for all three. If lacrosse had walk-up songs, what would your walk-up song be? Or what are you listening to on your AirPods right now?
Oh my goodness, I don't know.
Coach.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Is that a song or a group?
It's a song. It's by the Script.
Okay. Lily.
What's that?
I'm coming back to you,
I know,
Addison.
that's why-
Or Martin and Gina, because that's my song on the bus that the girls have to play, or else we don't have a good game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't even...
I'm so bad with the names of music.
Are
I'm
you?
serious.
So sing it.
So yes, so sing it on here. No. Come on.
There's...
What's that
the one
song that we
walk
list?
out to?
Yeah.
All of the lights.
I like that one, yeah.
Okay.
What bands?
Oof.
Guys, these are not rapid fire.
Kanye.
Come on.
These aren't rapid
I was gonna
fire.
say they like
Kanye.
Kanye. I like Polo G.
Okay. Who's your favorite group? What do you listen to?
I like my country music.
That's fine. I like
good.
this guy. I did say it. Don't be afraid. Hey, fly the flag. The country flag. All right, go ahead, buddy. The country music flag. Go ahead.
So,
Yeehaw.
so
Yeehaw.
you've scored a lot of goals. What does a goal celebration look like for you?
I don't really have
Yeah.
one. I love going to, if someone assisted me, that's my favorite thing is finding that person.
And
As soon
thanking
as I score, I go straight to them.
Cool. Coach, you talked a lot about the team dancing before the game, before games. Does this group do anything before a match that would surprise people? Anything that this group does that might surprise anybody?
So I would actually have to let these two answer it because I leave them in their locker room to their own devices, and I have come back and they have been playing like weird card games on their phones.
This year we've been playing like, what's that new?
We play Imposter.
You guys play Heads Up.
Yeah.
It's like card games. It's weird.
That
But
just gets y'all in the
That's
mood
okay.
Yeah.
to go play
everyone will
lacrosse.
be off their phones. We'll get in a little circle in the locker room, and everyone will be participating in it.
Cool.
Wow.
Awesome.
Everybody off their phones.
Yeah.
Amazing.
For all three, best post game meal in Swansboro after a big win.
Where are you going to eat?
I want some Mexican food.
Mexican.
Ew.
Is it the
Yeah.
Mexican place across from Bamboo?
Yes, I love that place. I'm not gonna lie,
Mine's
that's a
the
go-to.
one next to the Swansboro gym in that strip
Yeah.
mall.
Okay.
Yes, yes, that
Okay.
one's
El
fun.
Cerro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
So Mexican is where you go?
Yeah.
Okay. Defender, 14 goals. Has anyone ever looked genuinely confused when you showed up on the attack and scored? Did you like surprise anybody at any point in time? They're like, man.
Herself.
That's true. I surprised myself so many times. I'll just.
You think? Anybody? Okay.
I feel like probably because
know.
like if Addison gets tired or Claire gets tired or one of our other midfielders gets tired, they'll just hop over the line and I'll hop over.
Yeah.
And then I'm just playing on offense and they're like, "Whoa, when'd you get here?"
Sometimes I make her because she does like
Yeah, she's
she won't
really
believe
good.
in
And I'm like,
herself. I'm just like, if she's already over the line, I'm just like, stay over there. I'm not going.
Well, and I think it confuses some defenses because like I was a defensive midi. And so like if I saw a girl that's normally a defender come over the line, I'm like, okay, good. I got an easy one.
take a little
I can
break,
breathe.
yeah.
And then not with that one.
That's awesome.
So, all right. Question for the two players. Who is Lily? You first. Who is the most competitive in practice?
Most competitive player at practice.
probably Addie.
Okay.
Who's the most competitive in practice?
I was about to say Lily on
Lily, okay.
defense.
All right. Who's Addie? Who's the one player that makes everybody else's life difficult? Who's the biggest pain in the neck on the team?
Oh my gosh, Abby.
Abby, go ahead. Let's go ahead and call her out. What's her last name?
Eric.
Yesterday, I'm sorry, but she does not know where the breaks are in her running.
She has a hard time with her breakdown steps.
She would be a great football player.
Nice. All right. Last rapid fire. I asked this question. You've had it. I just changed the sport and changed the high school name. One word. Swansboro girls lacrosse is blank. Swansboro girls lacrosse is what?
Am I allowed to say fun again?
Fun. Absolutely.
Okay, fun.
Yeah.
Tenacious.
Tenacious. I like it. Lily. I'm not going to hear what you just said, but I heard you say, what does that mean?
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's what
Not
you are,
strong
Lily.
academically.
It's what you are on defense, Lily. How about that?
I would say strong.
Strong.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Anything else?
No, that was
This
fun.
is fun, man. This was fantastic. So that's head coach Jamie Sanchez, Addison King, and Lily Whited, Swansboro Pirates. Coach Sanchez took over the program again in 2023 and has built an exciting team in 4 years. Coach of the year, multiple playoff appearances. They're rubbing my dog over there while we finish up. Millie, you're not getting that attention later. Addison, one of the most dominant offensive lacrosse players in the state of North Carolina, all state last year, and still adding to those numbers with the playoffs still ahead. Lily anchors the defense and has one more year to build on a career that's been first team all area since she was a freshman. The Pirates earned their bye this week earlier, and they're going to host Terry Sanford on Friday night at home, 7:00. And this program has proven that they know how to win in May. So, ladies, good luck to you guys. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
It was that was awesome, and thank you for taking care of Millie.
Absolutely.
This segment has been brought to you by Moore Buick GMC. At Moore Buick GMC, it's more than just selling cars; it's about serving our community. Right here in Jacksonville, Charles Williamson and his folks are proud to support local schools, charities, and events while helping families and find the perfect Buick or GMC to fit their lives. From rugged trucks to luxurious SUVs, you'll find a wide selection backed by friendly service you can trust. Whether you're buying, leasing, or servicing your vehicle, you'll always be treated like family. Moore Buick GMC, driven by community, powered by trust. Visit them today at their location on Highway 17 in Jacksonville or online at morebuickgmc.com. Last segment of the show is the Scholar Athlete Spotlight.
Yeah, and we had to end it at this.
Sorry, guys, we hate your arch rivals.
You had to put that dagger.
We had to, yeah. So each week, Southern Touch, we recognize, and Southern Touch sponsors a student athlete in our community who shines on the field, on the court, in the classroom. And this week it is Savannah Spears. Savannah, senior, Croatan High School, 4.018 GPA. AP courses, calculus, calculus AB, calculus BC. I don't know what the difference is. They sound hard. English literature. Honors courses include economics, personal finance, project lead the way, principles of engineering. She's a defender. 14-2 overall. They're 7-0 in conference, first place. Number 16 in the state of North Carolina. So her story anchors the defense backline for one of North Carolina's elite girls soccer program, lacrosse programs. As a 4-year varsity player, she's been instrumental in Croatan's perfect conference championship run with her defense presence, helping hold opponents to fewer than 5 goals per game in key victories over First Flight and South Brunswick. Her STEM-focused academic paths include 3 AP courses, Project Lead the Way, Principles of Engineering, like we talked about. Her goal, she'll be going to NC State to major in environmental engineering, applying her analytical mindset to address critical environmental challenges and hopefully help to build a sustainable future. Scholar Athlete Spotlight is brought to you by Roger Carroll and Southern Touch Painting. Giving your home that fresh, flawless look, that's the Southern Touch difference. Whether you're repainting inside, refreshing your exterior, or need general maintenance, Roger Carroll and his staff treat your house like it's theirs. Licensed, insured, reliable, and they're right here in the neighborhood. For quality you can see and service you can trust, call Southern Touch Painting and Maintenance today. Free estimates, just call 910-346-1885 or visit southerntouchpaintingandmaintenance.com. Southern Touch, where your home gets the care that it deserves. Yeah. All right, so sorry we had to end the show. We're not necessarily come to the end of the show with that. Equal time for everybody, though.
I want to say these Scholar athletes are putting us to shame. I mean, because you and I just took basket weaving in college, and so
yeah, I can't. I mean, honestly, I can't even pronounce some of the classes that they take. So when I was in school, I was the head of the UNC football class scandal thing.
So you did take basket weaving?
I did. No, I didn't. I did not. But I took some classes that necessarily, when I told my mom later on, I took those classes. She was quite honestly surprised that they even offered those classes. At the college level. So I will just leave it at that.
And this is a reminder to athletic directors and coaches, if you have a Scholar athlete you want to nominate or put up, please do, because this is, I think people really enjoy this segment.
We were actually asked, initially introduced this because we were asked by someone. They thought that it would be a good thing to add. We've added it, and the audience loves it. Mm-hmm. So anyway, well, that's going to wrap it up for Down East Prep Report here in a second because I'm about to choke. Brought to you by Marine Federal Credit Union. Big thanks, Swansboro Pirates, Jamie Sanchez, Addison King, Lily Whited. Thank you guys so much. And of course, thank you for all you do, Chris, your wisdom, knowledge, and insights. Again, show sponsored by Marine Federal Credit Union, where you're more than just a member, you're part of the community. Quick programming note, which will allow me to play a video and catch my voice back. So we're excited to announce the Mammoth Awards. And you're going like, what the heck is the Mammoth Awards? Well, we're going to tell you. They're coming in June, the end of June, late June. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to show a quick video real quick, what debuted yesterday. And this is what the Mammoth Awards are all about. So if you're watching, hang tight and watch this for a second.
In the prehistoric world, nothing commanded respect like the woolly mammoth. Massive, powerful, unforgettable. It wasn't just hunted, it was earned. That same spirit drives the Mammoth Awards. Created by Man Cave Media Network and Down East Prep Report, the Mammoths recognize the student athletes, teams, and coaches who rose above the rest. On the field, in the classroom, and in the community. These are not participation trophies. They're earned through grit, discipline, leadership, and impact. Every Mammoth recipient is celebrated across the Man Cave Media Network and permanently recognized as part of the story of Down East athletics. Because in the end, you don't hunt the mammoth, you become one.
I think that's going to take off.
I think it's going to take off. Maybe I've had people already be calling me and texting me like, how do I get involved in this thing? Anyway,
you could have called it the Goodies as well.
I could have called it the Cavies. I was thinking about the Cavies, but I went with Mammoth. So anyway, we're really excited about this. You're going to see more the next few weeks. You're going to see the debut of categories. We're going to have normal ones like male and female athlete of the year. And then we're going to have ones called like the highlight reel award, which is players who just had some truly remarkable performances. We're going to have one called the mic drop, whoever gave the best interview. So you guys might be in the running for the best interview segment on the Down East Prep Report. And of course the knuckle dragger, which is the pure hustle award. We got several folks I know. So, and then we'll also, as this thing moves past, we'll highlight some nominees. So, we're looking forward to this. I was kind of asked to put something like this together by a sponsor. And so we'll be, more in the next month or so.
Yeah. I think we should do a whole ESPY type of show. Have a red carpet.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know about all that, but we'll see. So last little programming note, just real quick. I mentioned Homegrown. If you haven't seen what Homegrown is, it's us just highlighting student athletes who have excelled in high school. Now they've gone off to college and they're doing great things athletically and academically in college, representing our community. Season 1, we featured 17 different athletes from Swansboro. I think we featured Amari Caines, who is a football player. We featured Peyton Jensen, and we've also featured Peyton Eckhart, two softball players. So season 2 has been asked by high demand to come back. So we're taking names of potential folks who are interested in being a part of the Homegrown series of that. And so stay tuned for that. If you have someone who potentially is an athlete going off school, Addie, I'm putting you on the list for 2027. So not this fall, but next fall, we'll be getting with you. Please just let us know. I've got a list already, but I love to garner. If we could do 30 of these things, it would be awesome. Finally, next week on DPR, like I mentioned, we don't know. So stay tuned. We'll be promoting it on social media when we figure out who's going to be on the show. So anything else you got?
Nick, we're talking to you.
Okay. All right. Coach, Addie, Lily, thank you guys so much. Good luck Friday night. Good luck beyond if one game at a time, but good luck if you're fortunate enough to win Friday night. Good luck, the following week, and we'll be watching.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So that's going to do it for the show, and we'll see you next week.